All right. Hello, everyone. Class of 2026, students and parents. This is an exciting time because we are discussing your senior prom. Before you know it, we'll be there and we'll be at graduation. It's going too fast. So we're here to talk about some expectations, how the night will go, ticket sales, some important information for our students as we're teaching them to be responsible and make good decisions. But we want this to be an enjoyable night, a memorable night, but also a safe night. So that's what we're here for. So with me today, I'm just going to talk through who's on the call with us. So, you know me, I'm Mr. Whitehorse, your principal, and I'm going to let everyone that's on the call here as well kind of jump in and introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mrs. Joy Ferrara. I'm the senior high school assistant principal. Nice to see everybody.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Capola, your class advisor.
Hi, Kelly DeVito from Horizons Counseling and Education Center.
Yeah, thank you all for being on this. It's an important information session here, and I know everyone's curious about the prom details and everything that goes along with that. So just to jump right in, Ms. Capola and Ms. Clark have done an amazing job setting up the theme. In case you didn't notice from all the posters in the video and the slides here, there's a kind of a beach theme here, very beautiful backgrounds and everything. So the prom is Wednesday, June 24th. That's when we've traditionally had it, a night or two before graduation, and that's where we have it here. It's a 7 o'clock start, ending at 10:30. For some reason, students always want to know when they can leave, even though you're paying for the ticket. So we always set a minimum or end time. So nobody can leave before 10:15 without prior permission or authorization. So 10:15 is the earliest. It'll be over at 10:30, and it's at Land's End in Sayville. It's $125 per person, and we'll be taking cash or bank check, no personal checks, and no Venmo. So in terms of ticket sales, they'll be on sale from May 27th to June 4th with no extensions. They will be sold after school in room 237 until 3 p.m. So right in the art wing. If you are a Hauppauge High School student, you must have a signed permission slip, no exceptions. And for any out-of-district guests, all out-of-district guests have to be under 21 years old. They cannot be older than 20, and they must have the guest permission form signed along with a photo ID. All the paperwork will be on the Google Classroom and available in the art wing. So just so you can see what the forms are, we have the first one you see is the general permission form, and the other one is the out-of-district guest form. Photo ID is going to be needed for all out-of-district guests, a copy of the photo ID. All right, I'm now going to pass off to Ms. Capola quickly to talk about some fundraising opportunities.
Like we did last year, we're going to start with a popcorn sale. Information will be posted this weekend, actually. Students, you'll set up your own online accounts, and 50% of what you sell gets subtracted from your ticket. And it's been successful in the past, so we're hoping that also will help you. And we're going to be throwing out a raffle too for some free tickets.
That's awesome. And just for full transparency, we're recording this video. It's May 15th, so there's a chance that this goes up as this is all starting. So surprise. All right, but thank you for that information, Ms. Capola.
You're welcome.
Now, just to talk through some conduct, this is extremely important for a variety of reasons. The timing of prom is right by graduation. We have had instances in the past where students have violated the code of conduct at the prom, and it does impact the ability to go to graduation. So we can't stress this enough. Please treat the prom like you would a school day. Anything that is applicable during the school day is applicable at the prom. If you violate the code of conduct at the prom, you will severely risk your chance of being able to walk. And if, let's say, for instance, I'm just going to give an example. In our code of conduct, vaping is a 5-day suspension at minimum. If someone brings a vape to prom, that 5-day suspension goes into effect right away, and that overlaps with graduation. So please don't put us in that position. Don't put yourselves in that position. Don't put your parents or guardians or family in that position. Prom is a fun night. but it needs to be a safe night, and you need to make sure you're following all of these expectations. So that's what's summarized here. To help with this, we're going to be searching every student upon entry. So bags will be looked into, jackets and pockets will have to be emptied, and we'll be making sure that nobody enters with anything that they shouldn't have. If we suspect any student is under the influence, we may require the student to take a breathalyzer, and parents will be called to pick you up. And again, any students who violate the code of conduct at any point will be subject to the disciplinary action in the code of conduct. You'll be removed from the prom without a refund, and you likely won't be able to walk at graduation. So please keep that in mind. All right, in terms of transportation, you know, I know you're all working it out, but we do allow limos and party buses. It all depends on the venue. So if you have those, that's great. It's good to carpool if you can. You want to try to arrive by 6:45 so that you can make sure you're in the prom by the time it starts at 7 o'clock. And please arrange for your transportation to leave by 10:30. Again, you can leave at 10:15, but 10:30 is when you should have everything organized for pickup. Students can only drive if they have a Class D license. There's no exception to that. It's against the law to drive without a Class D license. Once a student leaves the prom, you may not return. All right, that's for any reason. So that's just something that we do to safeguard everyone at the prom. And if for any reason a student needs to go out to their car, let's say to get a different pair of shoes or to put something away, you will be escorted by an administrator or security and then researched upon entry. Okay, before I get into anything else, Mrs. Ferrara, did I miss anything that I know we've seen a lot of proms in the past?
Yes, we have, Mr. Wyko. So I just want to remind everyone, we know that sometimes students plan to go to a friend's house after prom, and they may be bringing a big duffel bag or backpack with them. We just want everyone to know that those items, large bags, are not permitted inside of the prom venue. So we'll happily store them at our check-in table in case you don't have a car to keep the bag in, but just be aware those bags are also subject to search.
Absolutely. Great point. So with that, what I'm now going to do is pass it off to Ms. DeVito here, is one of our Horizons prevention specialists, and she's going to talk through some important information for our students to help keep them safe, especially after the prom.
So just a little information about Horizons. We are an outpatient substance use program on Main Street in Smithtown. We provide adolescent and adult services for substance use. We also have a satellite office at Hopog High School in room 145. We are there on Thursdays, Alexis Stern and Kristen Duran, from 8 to 3. And they run groups on a rotating bell schedule and for a variety of topics, whether it's substance use, coping skills, healthy relationships, everything in between. So if you need additional services or want more information, feel free to go to room 145 on Thursdays. So to get started, I want to talk about alcohol today. We're going to start with alcohol and binge drinking. So if anyone isn't familiar with binge drinking, it's when a female drinks 4 or more drinks within an hour, a male drinks 5 or more drinks within an hour. A lot of our teens don't understand what one drink is. So it's a 12-ounce can of beer, a 5-ounce glass of wine, or 1.5 ounces of liquor. And sometimes if a young person, even though it's against law, or drink alcohol, they will consume more than that because they don't understand what a size is, and they're actually drinking a lot, which can be very dangerous. In our area, we see that there are parties at home or in the neighboring neighborhoods where people are drinking. And then it's not just teens who are at the parties. There'll be people in their 20s as well, especially young adults, people in college. And we see mixing of beer, wine, liquor, energy drinks, cough medicine, and other drugs as well, which is, of course, is very dangerous.
Yeah, and as we continue, I would like to just clarify in case it needed to be. This is by no means an endorsement for any of this stuff. We are just trying to make sure that students are safe. Not sure if I needed to say that, but that's important to note.
Yes, absolutely. So some myths versus facts about helping a friend. Sometimes people feel like if they give them coffee, it'll make them sober up. The only thing that sobers up someone who is intoxicated is time. So you just make them a little bit more awake for a little bit. If you try and throw them into a cold shower, when people drink alcohol, it actually lowers your body temperature. And then when you throw them in a shower, it makes it even lower, which of course is also dangerous. Try and have someone walk it off because their coordination is off and they can get hurt again. Or having them sleep it off is also dangerous because it takes your body, your liver, an hour to metabolize one drink. And so it will sit inside the stomach, and sometimes that can cause someone to vomit and choke, or to have alcohol poisoning, which can lead to death. So it's all very dangerous. So don't think about those myths as something that's true. It's all about just they need time. Next up, is teenage drinking and driving. Again, very dangerous, and I'm sure you've learned this as you're going to school for driver's ed, that it is illegal. It creates lower reaction time, confusion, lack of awareness, and this isn't just alcohol. This is THC and any drug that people will use. Alcohol-related fatalities are twice as high for 18, 19, and 20-year-olds. New York State does have the zero tolerance law, so if you are to drive under the influence and your blood alcohol content is between a 0.02 to 0.07, you will have your license taken away for that because it is so dangerous. Another thing I want to talk about is just make those healthy choices. Instead of going to the party and drinking, which is illegal and unhealthy, let's do the healthy thing. Let's just have fun. You know yourself best, so make smart choices. And it's okay to say no to your friends. A lot of times our friends want us, to experience things with them. But if they are trying to get you to use drugs and alcohol, to say no, to walk away, because that is in your best interest. So try to stand up for yourself and to do that.
I think it's also really important, students, if you have a safety plan with your parents. So for example, when my son was in high school, we had a code word. And if he was in a place where he was super uncomfortable or, experiencing a lot of peer pressure, he'd send me this code word over text, and I would text him back, and we had a plan. I'd come and get him. So, your parents are there to support you and keep you safe, and make sure you do have an exit strategy.
Yes, absolutely. So make sure you know who the guest list is if you go to a party. Come up with rules for yourself ahead of time. That's always important. If you go in there knowing what you want to do, how you want to spend your evening, it is a lot easier to get out of an uncomfortable situation because you've already planned for it. Find out if the parents will be at the location. Know who's taking you home or what your exit strategy is, and have a backup. Never drive with an impaired driver, and just be aware of your surroundings and what's going on wherever you are at. Also, for our parents who are listening to this presentation, some tips just to help talk to your teen is you always want to encourage conversations and not lecture them. Just have those open conversations. Try not to ask closed questions, ask open-ended questions to get the conversation going. Show respect for your child's point of view because it may be different than yours. So you want to acknowledge their feelings, but also, have a discussion where you can teach them some maybe information that they don't know. And don't hide family history of substance use or addiction. It's something that's important to talk about. Make the conversations age appropriate, and just have those discussions so they're familiar of what's going on within the family, and it can also help them to make better decisions as well. Next up, I want to talk about the Good Samaritan law. So unfortunately, sometimes our young people are scared to call 911 if they're in an emergency situation, if there are alcohol or drugs wherever they are. It is always important just to call 911. If someone is having an overdose or alcohol poisoning, the police, the EMS, everyone wants you to get help for your friends. There won't be, don't fear about arrest or anything like that. The Good Samaritan law is something there to help everyone involved inside of the situation. Another law I want to talk about now is the social host law, and it's just to deter underage drinking. So if there is a family who is hosting a prom party or graduation party, alcohol should not be served to minors. The parents can, or other family members can, get penalized for that. They can get a fine, they can get arrested, especially if it's multiple times that they are doing it. So if there is a prom party going on at your house, if you know there's going to be alcohol there, if you are able to stop it or do every attempt to not make it happen, the social host law will help protect you. But if you knowingly serve alcohol to minors, yes, there will be ramifications for that. And that's on the next slide, the actual offenses that are there for it. So you have to take reasonable corrective action if you know that there's going to be alcohol to make it, to stop that. On the next slide is just our contact information. So if you have any additional questions or comments or concerns, feel free to reach out to us anytime. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. DeVito. So I'm just going to jump back in. I know that it's the next day, but I want to make sure students know about graduation rehearsal, which is mandatory for any student that's going to be at graduation. So we do it the next day. We do give you some time in the morning. I know it's going to be a late night, so we ask that you're at school by 12 o'clock for graduation rehearsal. Rehearsal does not have to be long. It generally takes about an hour. If everyone shows up on time, it takes less time. If everyone follows directions very well, it takes even less time. So it's all about making sure you know where to arrive, how we walk out, our procession, how the ceremony goes. And then at the end of rehearsal, we give you your caps, your gowns, and your tickets. Students always ask about tickets, so I'll just clarify. Every student will get 4 tickets. We do tickets because if their weather is inclement and we can't have the ceremony outside on the football field, we will have to pivot indoors, and we can only manage 4 tickets per student. So we do not encourage extra guests. If it's outside, of course, it's different because there's more space, but everyone will get 4 tickets for graduation. So with that, Ms. Capola, I'm going to let you kind of close it out here. So just kind of make sure people know where to go if they have any follow-up questions.
Yes, we're in room 234, 236. You should know this by now. I mean, it's been 4 years, and we will have everything ready. It'll check Google Classroom, check the announcements, and check Parent Square. Okay?
That's right.
Just like
Pretty much walk down the art wing, you'll find them. Yeah.
And just like we did last year with the junior prom, it's the same way we're doing the senior prom.
Awesome.
It's going to be so much fun.
Oh, yes. And it's a beautiful venue.
Yes, I've never been there, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure everyone else is as well. So thank you all for being part of it. My phone is ringing, so I have to jump to that stuff. But I hope everyone has a great day whenever you're watching this. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and we hope you enjoy the senior prom.
Take care.
Take
care,
care.
everybody.
Bye.